I have been wanting to do this video for a couple days. So I am not a turn-based player. I used to feel that turn-based games were created by kids that got stuffed in lockers when they were in high school, and they created it with all math and stuff for people to not figure out. And I do have, I think it's the deepest dungeon or darkest dungeon or whatever, and I love that game. But I can't get very far because of the mechanics with stress and stuff like that on your characters. So whatever day, what was it, Sunday? No, it was Friday. Anyways, when the day this game got released, and there'll be no spoilers, you're going to look at this screen, you're going to listen to this awesome song through this video. But I logged into Steam to get some updates for my other games, and this popped up. When you first go into the Steam, this popped up as being available. I knew nothing about it. I heard nothing about it. But I saw, just clicking through, watching a little bit of the trailer, I'm like, I'm going to take a chance because I promised myself that I would never spend over $40 for a game. So after Helldivers came out, and I saw how fun, refreshing, and cool that game was, with the monetization and all the stuff that goes with it, I said, everybody can do this. Deep Rock Galactic, those games are a cut above many games that are way over their price. So then this game comes out, and I saw that it was on sale. It was under $40, and the deluxe edition was only $13 more. It was $53. And I said, I'm going to try this. I get a 2-hour window with Steam. I'm going to try it. Because I'm missing something. There's something I'm missing. I spent $80 on Avowed. I was bored at 2 hours and 10 minutes. I forced myself to play a total of 6 hours. And that game is the biggest pile of garbage I've ever played in my life. But I fell for the hype. The overextended advertisements, the just the hype of it. This game had no hype. I didn't see any hype. I just saw this page here and a few little scenes, and I said, I'm gonna try it. I spent the $15. I installed the game. I launched the game, and I came to this screen, and I'm like, it's a menu, but the flowers in the background, the petals in the background, everything. I'm like, this looks really, really cool. Then the music started, and I'm like, it's not my style of music, but I am a huge Cirque du Soleil fan. Okay? And if you've never seen Cirque du Soleil, this video game is the Cirque du Soleil of video games. This is to Cirque du Soleil. This is to video games what Cirque du Soleil is to circus, to acrobatics, to presentation, to everything. That's what this game is. And so I clicked new game, and I went through the prologue. I went through the town that you enter in. I talked to everything. I went to every little nook and cranny. I got completely involved in the area, the atmosphere. I wanted to talk to once I learned that you could talk to a PC, I wanted to talk to every NPC. So I ran up to every one of them to have communication with them. And there was story with each of them. Each one you talked to added to the interest. And you learn what's about to happen. You learn a whole lot just in that little area. You find some collectibles that you pick up. You walk up to even a trash can, said it's not an ordinary, or this is just an ordinary trash can. But I believe one or two of them had something in them. I don't remember now if it's one or two. So I'm like, I have to look at every trash can. I talked to everybody, went through the whole thing. And I got to the part where you meet your other expeditioners, you communicate with them. And just before you talk to the person that basically the last person you talk to before you go out on the exhibition, I talked to them. I was 3.5 hours in, and it felt like 20 minutes. I was so pulled into it all, and I had only had a couple practice battles, and so I saw that on Metacritic it was one of the highest rated games. So I went and looked at like some of the negatives because I don't have any. I'm 8 hours in, I think. So from launching the exhibition on, I've streamed it every time. So all my interactions, all my raw emotion sequences and stuff is all recorded. I wish I had recorded the very beginning of everything when I got up through, but I didn't, because I didn't know, because it was turn-based. I wasn't sure how I was going to be into it, because the only turn-based game I've ever really played was I played Deepest Dungeon, Darkest Dungeon. I can't remember what the name of it is, and I played Miasma Chronicles. I've tried XCOM. I've tried games like that. I never got into them. And I tried a few other little turn-based stuff, and it was not my thing, because you just basically click the button to do something, and then you just sit there and wait for it to happen. And it either works for you or it doesn't. And when you get attacked, you have there's nothing you can do about it unless you have like a passive. Where this game, you don't just click stuff. So some of the comments were, well, it's a button masher. The story's this, the story's that. Well, if you're not new to my channel, you know that The Division is probably one of the greatest stories I've ever been involved with, that made me feel something. Right? To the point where when 4 years later, it was kind of coming real. But I remember going into certain things and experiencing them for the first time, like a sewer that had nothing but body bags in it and stuff like that. And it just it grabbed you when you did that. Well, this game is doing that for me, where I launch on the expedition and I'm not good. I'm not good at turn-based, but I'm trying to figure things out. And the fact that you get dumped in an area, granted it's not open world, but it pays you to explore the nooks and the crannies, which is what I love. I love the free roaming to find things. And sometimes at the end of those things, there's this unique boss or just a character to fight, or somebody to do a side quest with or for. And some of the bosses are so unique, or the battles are so unique, that there's one, and if you go back to watch my video, the end of the video. So there's been a couple bosses that I've gotten to and I couldn't beat them. So I just moved with the story with the idea that I would go back later. But what's cool about this game that I've learned is that if you come across an enemy that you can't defeat, or you're not powerful enough to defeat, you can go back to the area, click on the flag, reset everybody, and grind. There's no punishment in grinding to get to a point where you can beat that guy, that person. You don't have to sit there and go, oh, well, I can't beat him. You can actually go back and put in the effort, the time to get to a point where you can beat them. I didn't do that at the beginning. The only hiccup that I've run into, I have not had a single crash. So I've played maybe 10 hours. Not a single crash, not a hiccup, nothing. The only issue that I do have was I started playing controller. When I got the latest update, I noticed that my right trigger doesn't work anymore. So I can aim, but I can't shoot with my right trigger. So I switched over to mouse and keyboard. I have not bothered to troubleshoot my controller because I've been playing. I switched over to keyboard and started playing keyboard and mouse, and I like it. It doesn't matter. It's fine for me. I love keyboard and mouse for everything else. So maybe it'll work out. I'll get used to it. I don't know if I'm even going to bother trying to go back. I may. We'll see. But the story, I'm a huge Daredevil fan. Charlie Cox is just awesome in that role. And when you first start this game, and I figured out it was him shortly after, most of his dialogue was like one word stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's quite a thing, but it opens up. But the story so far has been really good. The environments, I'm like, I don't know who thought of this shit. Like, there's places that you go and you're just sitting there looking around at amazement, with different things that you encountering. There's a boss that I went in this area and I went down the bottom of it, and there's a boss standing there, and I'm like, I don't know if he's good or bad, because you do come across good guys and bad guys. And I went up to him, but I didn't attack him first, and he one-shotted me. But I was so busy laughing that I completely failed the whole battle, because it was so unique and just so freaking funny that I'm like, I'm not even mad, right? It's like, there's nothing wrong with losing a fight. You can just start back over again, and it's just, I don't know. It's such an awesome game. And what's funny is when I hear that it's developers from Ubisoft, it makes sense, because Ubisoft used to make games like this, right? First Division was like this, had an awesome story, unique things in it. It's so refreshing, right? And it's only $40, $50, and it blows everything else away, right? It's slowly becoming it's probably my top 3 game I've ever played in my life, right? I can't take away how I feel about the Division 1. I can't take away how I feel about Guild Wars. When I played Guild Wars for the first time, how I felt. But this game is just, I don't even know, right? It's like, I don't know how it's going to go. I feel like I have watched no spoilers. I've learned nothing about this game. The only thing I've done is I've gone to Sandfall Interactive's YouTube page, and I've launched their soundtracks to listen to the soundtracks, even though they're somewhat stuck in my head as it is. The battle sequences and sounds and music, and just there's nothing is irritating. There's no, like, I've heard that if you turn the music off, you can hear the cues and stuff to block, dodge, and parry. I don't want to do that because the music adds to the battle. Every battle has a different theme and a different music, and it's so well put together. And I've been very careful. Like I've only watched 2 reviews, and they were spoiler free to the point. Like with Conan, I think is the one I just watched this morning, and he was saying this is the greatest game of all time, and I love the fact that they just made a game, right? Like, I know Baldur's Gate got a lot of praise. I wasn't into it, right? Like I play video games to get away from real world conflicts and ideologies and politics, I guess. So I wasn't going to hop into a game that over dramatized that kind of stuff. I don't need romance in my video games, and maybe some do. And I don't feel, because of the beginning of the story, the only romance or whatever that I've encountered is one of the characters is like a big brother to another character, and when they hug, there is this emotional connection that you can see in the character. Like an NPC character is expressing how much they love that person and care for that person, and it's just a family love type thing. And it's like, it's nice because I can stream it. I don't have to worry about something popping up that doesn't need to be there. And it's just kind of a raw emotion due to the story. And I wanted to express that, how really cool this game is. Amazing. It is a absolute masterpiece of art, through an art as in music, visuals, and storytelling. And the cutscenes, the freaking cutscenes are a level above everything. You are essentially watching a movie. There's one cutscene in particular that absolutely just freaking blows you away. And the whole sound design that leads into that makes the hair stand up on your neck, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're trying to picture what's going to happen, and then something happens, and it's not what you think's going to happen. It may be similar, but it's just incredible how it the wow moments, right? That's kind of the thing, the wow moments. And I heard that they already signed a deal to do a live action movie, and I'm kind of excited about that. But I feel like it already has it, right? Like if you took all the cutscenes, you could take the cutscenes and make that the movie, and just put a few in here or there. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. But I've been playing this game to the point where I feel when I talk about this game, I get very passionate about it. And I haven't had that in a very long time. I worried about making this video because a lot of times I will make a review on a video and I'll boast about it, and then I'll hit the ceiling with the video. Like Once Human, right? I thought Once Human was amazing. I played it, and then there was the reset or whatever, and then I hit a ceiling where it's like, okay, so I'm just doing this again. And I'm like, okay, so for the time that I played it, I was amazed, but I had to start over, right? Like I've been playing Luma Island. Luma Island is very unique and very cool, but I'm starting to hit that ceiling, but I haven't finished it yet, so I want to keep going. But it's like with this game, I have been playing this game, and I don't want to rush to the end, but I also can't wait till I finish it so I can go back and do it again, right? Like I have that with Division 1. I have 4 characters at Division 1. I bought the game again so I could have another 4 characters. Division 2, I have 2 characters, and that's it. And I have no desire to start a 3rd character. Where this game, even though I'm only, like I said, 10 hours in, and I don't even know how long it goes, I haven't heard, but I'm looking forward to starting over and playing it again so that I could focus more on character development and builds, where right now I'm making the necessary decisions based on what I'm doing and what I think I need to do. I'm not watching build videos. I'm not, I'm just basically playing the game and doing things as I get to it. The other thing I really love about this is that there is absolutely very, very little hand holding. Like there's a moment early where you get a quest, you do the quest, and you bring that item back to the character, and you have to somehow interact to finish the quest to get something, and you need a right trigger to do it. And at the time my right trigger wasn't working, but I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure it out. And then when I realized that it was the reason why I couldn't do it was because my right trigger works in battle, but it doesn't work in the open world. So it wasn't until that, but by the time I realized that, I was already too far ahead to where I didn't want to go back to that. And then later I did a second quest where finishing the quest gave me a more powerful weapon than what I currently had. So now I'm itching to go back to that and complete that to see what I get. And I may do that offline because I think I have to do, you can only fast travel so far back, but then you have to, I believe, walk from one area to the other, and then you can fast travel again. So like there's like 3 I don't really know for sure. Like I know there's a thing where you can open up a camp and upgrade your weapons. I've only got 1 camp, and I don't know where to open up the second camp. There's no mini map while you're in the open world, but you do have a mini map kind of when you get to a section where you can fast travel. It'll show you the areas, and I'm okay with that. The UI is completely clean. All the NPCs so far have been voiced, and they're amazing voices, and they're real voices, and there's emotion in those voices, and all the dialogue that they have is off to the side, unless it's kind of a cutscene type thing, then it's in the middle. But while you're walking through the open world, it's a little blurb on the side. So the UI is extremely clean. The battles are just explosive. There's no boring battles. Everything has a cool little thing. It's a matter of figuring weak points out, chaining some stuff together, which I think is really cool. Right now, I'm kind of building my characters so they work. They kind of, each one kind of enhances the other, or one, whatever one does, the other one can benefit from that. And it's been kind of fun to kind of work that in there. But exploration is big. Like, even though there's little nooks and crannies, it's not open world, but it has this feeling of kind of open world. And it's just, I don't know. It's hard to talk about the game because I start sort of gushing about it, so to speak. But I am so freaking hooked right now. And I'm just excited to see more, right? Like, I'm enjoying the characters, and I'm building, as odd as it is, right? And this is one of the things that I talk about a lot with Division 1. It's like you build a relationship with NPCs, and those relationships, even though they're fictitious or whatever, they're still important to you as you play. And I'm building a relationship with the characters that I have, but my guard is also up because I just, the story is so good right now that there is going to be a moment that something is going to blindside me and give me a holy shit moment. And I feel that. And I'm trying to not overthink it as I play, but prepare myself, because I am getting so invested in the characters that I am playing. It's like, you know, if one of these characters turns on the others, or it's just kind of strange, right? I feel like something's going to happen and I don't know what it is, but I'm preparing myself for when it happens, and it may never happen, right? It's like, the hell was the game? I Am Legend with Will Smith, okay? That game scared the absolute shit out of me, and there was nothing scary about it. But it kept you on that tense edge, like jump scare. There was one jump scare in the whole freaking movie, but the whole movie had this tension about it that you something's gonna happen, and it never happened. But you were so tensed up because you knew something was gonna happen, and then when it didn't, and then the movie ended, it took you like a really long time to kind of relax from that. And I'm not a horror movie guy. I don't watch any of those things, but that movie for some reason just like tensed me up to the point where, and then nothing happened. And I feel myself getting that way with this game. Like, something's going to happen. I'm probably not going to like what's going to happen, but it's going to add to the story and it's going to be amazing. But I'll wait till it happens, kind of thing. And then, I don't know. But I just wanted to, I know this video is way freaking longer than I wanted it to be. If you are here for all of it, thank you so much. I'm a small guy, and this is a hobby that I do. And I only have like 6 to 8 hours a week to play video games. And I want, when I have that amount of time, so little time, I want to play it. I want to play games that make me feel respected and valued. And if you want to feel respected and valued by developers and not just a wallet where they're trying to suck every dime out of you, then this game deserves your attention. Like, watching it climb the charts watching people having trouble getting physical copies. I want this game to absolutely break the internet, and it's kind of doing that. So, and being that this is the first time these guys, girls, 30, whatever, 33 developers is what I'm thinking, because it's Exhibition 33, but because this is their first thing, I'm really hoping that it ignites their passion more for their next one. Because if this is what they can do in their debut game, I cannot wait to see what they do with their next one. It's gonna be absolutely just as amazing as this one. And they have nobody to tell them what to put in it and what to do. They can build what they want to build. So, with that, if you've made it this far, give it a like, just make a comment. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me how good it is. If you go on Metacritic, you will see there's only 10 negatives, and none of it is true. Because if they played this game, they would have not put in a negative review. So, anyways, take care. We'll see y'all later. If you do want to hang out, roughly 9:30 p.m. Eastern until whenever. I feel like I got to go to bed so I can make it to work the next morning. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and occasionally Thursdays, but mostly Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. So hop in, join Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. I'm hitting all three of them. I'm probably gonna drop Rumble, but we'll see. I've been playing around with multi-stream a little bit, so. But anyways, take care. We'll see y'all later.